I want to talk about, I'll call it plainly, a double standard that we have in this campaign. We're sitting here parsing, as we should, what the Democratic nominee for president says in an interview, how she answers questions about a whole range of subjects. Meanwhile, this is what Donald Trump had to say this week.
Groceries, food has gone up at levels that nobody's ever seen before. We've never seen anything like it, 50, 60, 70%. You take a look at bacon and some of these products, and some people don't eat bacon anymore. And we are going to get the energy prices down. When we get energy down, you know, this was caused by their horrible energy wind. They want wind all over the place. But when it doesn't blow, we have a little problem.
Here's the thing. I'll make this observation. I'll own it. If Kamala Harris went from bacon to wind in her interview with Dana Bash, she would this morning not be, the next morning, she would not be the nominee of the Democratic Party. That would have been a very, very strange. People would have been like, what is going on? Do we just have an absurdly low standard now for the things that Donald Trump says and does?
I think that there is definitely a double standard, and I think part of it is how each side's voters interpret their candidate. And someone like Donald Trump, Republicans have had the opportunity for years to say this is not the guy we want. Instead, they've continued to get behind him. In every primary that Donald Trump weighs in on, he wins, and then the general election, a lot of those candidates tend to lose. I think that from a reporter standpoint, we do have to be careful about how we, what level we hold both of them to. When I fact-checked Donald Trump's hour press conference, he told 162 lies and distortions within that time period, 2.5 a minute, compared to Kamala Harris's DNC acceptance speech, where she had 12 statements that I found were contextually misleading or needed more.
Okay.
Well, it's not just his own voters. I think that broadly speaking, most Americans have it baked into their perception of Donald Trump that he's rambling, that he's incoherent, that he lies, that he goes off on these bizarre, outlandish tangents. It's fundamental to the understanding of who Donald Trump is. It's why, by the way, when we were all talking earlier this year about Joe Biden's cognitive decline, and a lot of Democrats, I think understandably, were like, well, why aren't we talking about Donald Trump's cognitive decline? It's because from the very moment he entered the political scene, he sounded a little crazy to a lot of people.
Jeff, I want to talk about the Arlington Cemetery.